heard enough of me in the last 4 months. I think today we're 4 months old. We are community funded for the new people. We're totally funded by local residents, and 2 of the investors are in this room right now just to keep an eye on us that we're doing it right. So we are funded by local residents. It's a small team as well. So we offer indoor cycling in the spin studio next door, and a whole range of other classes from HIIT to circuit to Pilates to yoga. Quite a few of you do a lot of different classes. Some of you have just done the spin and haven't done other stuff. So today is really a chance for our trainers to talk to you just sort of briefly about what it is that they do and the new classes as well. So the first one that we've got up, first up to the hockey, we didn't pull straws, it's only that he volunteered himself. Harry is a Pilates legend. He's played rugby for 10 years, broken his back twice, okay? He teaches at boot camp Pilates. He works out here and he does 2 classes a week, but we hope that he's going to also do some indoor cycling as well. So Harry does class Foundation and Pilates Pro, and he's going to be doing that Monday lunchtimes and Wednesday evenings as well. So I'm going to invite Harry up. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does. He's going to make some really bad jokes, but even at their worst, they're better than mine. Okay? So a round of applause for our wonderful Harry Ryder.
Right, thanks for coming down, guys, and spending your afternoon with us. So basically, my name's Harry Rowland. As Nick just alluded to, I had a career in rugby, 13 years, broken my body to basically gain the knowledge to give to you. So when anyone ever comes into the class and says, I've got a bad knee, I was like, oh, I've got this one. Okay, I've got a bad back. Oh, I know that as well. And basically those experiences, my injuries, with being a rugby player and very much being in this kind of alpha environment of always lifting big weights, I kind of changed my tune a little bit, just because I was looking at the longevity later on in my life. Okay, it wasn't the here and now. I knew that I had to be durable as I got older, and not only to continue playing the sport that I loved, but also to be able to do the things that I wanted to do, whatever that might be. So with that, I kind of started to look into Pilates. Pilates was every doctor I ever saw said you need to do Pilates for your posture, your back. It will save you in the long run. Looked into a bit more yoga and basic mobility. I could feel myself stiffening up year on year as I got older in my career, and I was watching these young guys running around and just felt, something's not right. So I looked more into that, and basically that's where my passion started to drive towards. So with the new class that we're looking to launch here is the Pilates Pro. For those of you who may have done Pilates before, and I do get this a lot, they go, I've tried Pilates, I found it really boring on the mat, it wasn't very interesting, didn't find it very tough. We're going to try and change your perception of it. I teach a lot on the reformer machines, so these big kind of, look like torture beds that are attached with springs and straps everywhere. We haven't got those in here, so I'm going to basically bring it together and create a functional Pilates session that involves mobility, yoga flow, Pilates, the essence of Pilates and the detail, and a lot of ability. And you know that as soon as those gears go up and we have to work harder, you can't help yourself going like this, up and down, twisting. Okay, here's a simple exercise, okay, in the Pilates, okay, Pro session that we do, and that relates to running as well. If you're a runner that rotates your body as you're running, as you fatigue, it's another thing that we can really work on. It's just simply an anti-rotational hold, okay? So, simple movement of a plank, and I can probably talk about half an hour about planks, but planking, okay, isn't that position, okay, that's hanging through your shoulders and your hips, okay. Planking is all about creating tension, okay, through the body, okay. So from this position here, okay, I'm creating a movement of my hands pulling towards my feet. So you can start to see me tremble. You can notice the tone of my voice increases. So I'm creating tension in my body. Now, as I try and avoid that anti-rotation like we were just doing on the bike, if I was to take my hand off, okay, you notice how my hips don't move. So I'm training my muscles to keep my spine stable to work in anti-rotation. Likewise, on the other side, okay, rather than this movement. Because ultimately, I haven't got any control of rotation. So if I go so much, okay, I end up pulling something, I end up injuring myself. That anti-rotation then relates to daily life. Shoulder runs out, grab a neck, back's gone, okay, rather than thinking, right, I'm stable in that position, I've been there before, and I can control myself. So that's a very small snippet, okay, because I could talk for half an hour and I want to let the other guys get up here and feel as nervous as I do, but no, that's the essence of it. It's trying to bulletproof you so you can do whatever you want to do in this studio, and hopefully that's everything. You can go and do whatever you want to do outside the studio, go on these amazing holidays, I want to go surfing, you know, whatever it might be, because you bulletproof your body. And again, I say it, don't be afraid to be basic, all right? I am someone who's, with my injuries, I can't do certain things. And I feel embarrassed. If I'm teaching a class and a yogi comes in and they're doing everything better than I am, you know, I feel a bit insecure about stuff. And I know there's certain people that will come in the session and go, well, I can't quite do that. But again, be basic, be mediocre, get to that end goal, okay? Again, we're all in it, okay, to try and reach that ultimate place. And I just think, you know, everyone should try it, because ultimately it's going to make you feel better. That same endorphin rush you get from in there or doing your HIIT sessions of feeling like I've achieved something, the same thing can be achieved in here, but actually your body's going to feel so much better and do so. Okay, so that basically is it. So I hope to see you in the Pilates process.
Thank you. The new classes, also personal training, and also a new program that we'll be rolling out as well to help you get in shape for the summer, which is quite ironic today. We had our summer last weekend, didn't we? That was it. 2 days, now back to the sort of horribleness. So Harry made some great points about the bikes. A lot of people say, oh, I thought you were just a spin studio. And we're much more than that. And so, you know, it's a very sort of family-orientated community. So what our offering is trying to offer many different things. So we have people that are athletes here, or are like weekend warrior cyclists or triathletes or runners that really want to get a better time. We get a lot of people that just want to get a bit healthier. Some people want to lose a bit of weight. Some people want to get rid of their dad bodies, that they've got new children or whatever it is, or get into a dress for the summer. So there's all this sort of things. So that's what we try and do.
Powerlifting class. So say for instance that name strongman, a lot of will instantly feel like I don't want to get involved, especially the women. It's not designed specific as a strongman, but the concept in the class and the workouts are designed to lift heavy weights for a long durance of time to build that strength. So one of the demonstrations I'll show you, just so people to understand what I mean by a strongman class. So one of the exercises you end up feeling is a lot of kettlebell exercises. We've got really good equipment here, like weights here. We added some more weights in here, which is fantastic. Sandbags as well, slam balls. Those are the classes those are the equipment I'll be using to integrate into the class. I have done them in my HIIT classes. If anyone has been to my HIIT classes, they kind of know what kind of concept I do. That's kind of similar what I'm going to be doing as well to the strong lift class that I'm going to be doing. So one of the exercises I can demonstrate is a kettlebell front squat. So usually what this is again, it's an exercise, a compound lift. Obviously, unfortunately, we don't have barbells. We don't have the space for being able to put a squat rack or something. So what we're going to basically do is find alternatives but still get the same benefit from it. But basically it's pretty much building that trunk here. A lot of people as well don't understand about building that trunk, and I always kind of feel like you don't have to always consistently do crunches for a long period of time or doing bicycles. Building that trunk, like any exercise, like a unilateral exercise or anything to kind of build a full round trunk, will help you benefit from lifting heavy from an upper body or lower body. So one of the exercises I am going to demonstrate here quickly is going to be a front kettlebell squat. Basically, one of the exercises is pretty much just standing up, keeping your chest nice and strong, squatting down and up and down and up. Always maintaining that posture nice and strong, building that core by squeezing down and up. So as you probably see with the kettlebell, it's always going to be with my elbow raised, down and up. So these, obviously a lot of people always feel, I've kind of, during my classes that I've been doing, they always come back with me saying, would I be able to lift these weights? Can I attend this class? I know that this class is designed for all levels. This class is designed for all levels. So you can start off with a small weight, but progressively grow and grow. These, they're not, I feel like this class is kind of more, give it a go, see how it feels. and you end up feeling that buzz, that enjoyment in the actual class. You actually feel like, I can lift a 10 kilo kg dumbbell with a snatch, or I can do a heavier one with that. I think that's it, sorry. Yeah, thank you. If anyone has any questions, please.
Building that strength through that, just really nice and slowly. And as Harry said, same with running, same with life. Functional fitness is about your life and how you work. You do that, pick up babies, do different things, all kinds of stuff in the sense of just general life. Great hair, Rocky. You've just come from the hairdressers, haven't you? You pick the day, the one day that it rains when you've been having the hairdresser. So, that was Mikey. Mikey's got to go. Thank you, Mikey. The next guy, he teaches Monday 6 p.m. on the bike and Wednesday morning 7 a.m. as well. Former kickboxer, absolute legend. We love him to bits. He is absolutely mental, but in a very good way. He's great with people. He's such a lovely guy. Really got so much time for him. But he's going to be doing a new class on a Monday night called Box. And also we're looking at maybe doing another program which is Learn to Box, which will be separate, but this is like a box sort of circuit, if you like. If it goes popular, we'll put another one on as well. But I'll let him explain what it is. Round of applause, the magnificent David!
Fantastic. All right. How are you feeling? After listening to Mikey and Harvey, I feel really good here because I think this is a really good combination here. It's a good cocktail, for the evolution, I'm David. Probably going to be long here this time. David, from Paris. Been here for some time now. I came here for 2 weeks back in '92 and I'm still here. Whoa. It was to learn English, so I guess I'm still learning. Fantastic. But guys, like Nick said, I used to do kickboxing, loving it. But what I found out when you go to those places, they don't really teach you about technique, the biomechanic, the whole details about movement. And then I went on and learned more. I went and did my ABA boxing teacher with the ABA. I used to do after school activities with children learning how to box. Then I stopped and I used to do more PT. And then I used to train, I trained one of my clients here on the pad. And then therefore Nick so said to me, look good if I'd like to teach boxing here. I said, yeah, let's give it a go. So with boxing, coming back to Harvey and Mikey, it will link together. Flexibility, mobility, stability. Now moving on. With boxing here, what we're going to try to do here is to really take it down to the basic. Learn how to walk before you start running, So start with the basic punch, the jab, but also with the jab, learning how to defend the jab. But even before we get to the jab, learning how the two different stances, southpaw, orthodox, and also learning that southpaw, you don't have to be a left-handed to be southpaw or right-handed to be orthodox. You can practice both, and it's good to practice both for balance, so not always doing the same thing in the same plane of motion all the time. Switch, always. So that's what we're going to try to do here. I did a little tester here a little while back, and they loved it. And the main thing is to be relaxed when you step on the pad here. I'm going to do a quick demo with someone here and show you how you need to be relaxed on the pad. So boxing will help you with stress release. It will help you with your balance, stability, flexibility, and also agility, but also coordination. Okay, coordination. And then one thing I like to come back to what Mikey said, longevity, flexibility, mobility, stability. And the reason for I'm always saying flexibility, mobility, stability is because we spend so much time sitting around, so powerlifting to boxing to cycling, everything will link together. This is like a good evolution, and to come back again on the evolution, but evolution for maintenance, for longevity, being able to move freely, and like Muhammad Ali always said, think like a big, float like a butterfly, so you gotta be relaxed to move around, etc. So, what else? Any question before I leave it to someone else's to come along? How you feeling? Yeah! I'm not feeling it. How are we feeling? Yeah! Like a boom, jab. Fantastic, guys. Sorry?
Can you do demonstration?
Oh, demo. Listen, fantastic. You
You have to do it naked though. When Ali comes up here, does her summer reboot, when Ali's up here, all she's going to imagine is you lot naked. That's a technique apparently to produce work.
Well guys, with Clinton, what we're going to start with, stunts, okay? We're going to start with the orthodox stunts. So orthodox stunts, left leg forward, right leg back. So when you place your, to explain it to you, left leg 12 o'clock, back leg at least 25 past. So it's like a the L shape. So you got 12 o'clock here, 20 past 12 at least here. So you're standing sideways. You got 45 degrees angle here. And you also got a 45 degrees angle here. Now you're gonna raise your back heel slightly off the floor here. Okay, so that's your stance. Now, front leg, it's that's what I'm saying. It's ready, but there's a lot more into it. Now, front leg slightly ahead of you, so move your front leg slightly ahead of you here. So, yeah, there you go. Now, we start from here. You're gonna drop this one here to your chin here, right here. So you protect your body, and you also protect the chin here. Now you're gonna keep this one here. So this one, we call it the jab. So you keep it eye level here. The jab is a defensive punch. It's defensive, okay? So if right now, Clinton wants to stop me from coming anywhere near him, he just needs to stick the jab out here. But when he sticks the jab out, the reason for us, again, move your front leg slightly ahead of you.
Yep.
Slightly, a bit more, moving forward.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go, yeah?
It's quite wide.
Yeah, but move your 20 past again. The reason for I'm saying I want to have his front leg slightly ahead of him is to stop him from reaching forward. So now he's not going to reach forward, he's just going to stick the jab out. It's going to rotate from your shoulder, rotate from the shoulders, bang. Now the shoulders here, we're going to cover his chin here. And that's the jab here, with the palm facing down. So there's no way I'm going to get anywhere near. Now it's covered here, it's covered here. So the jab is defensive, okay? Now he's going to bring the jab back here, and he's going to throw the cross. Check this out. From the cross, he's going to pivot from the ball of your foot here. You pivot on the ball of your foot, hips and shoulders forward. So here's flexibility and mobility comes into it. Shoulders, hips and shoulders forward, here's the cross. Now the cross, that's the power punch. And the reason for it's the power punch is because right now that's his body weight behind that punch here. That's his whole body weight behind that punch. So therefore, and relax. So therefore, relax for me. Flexibility, mobility, stability comes into it. With Pilates, for you to move freely and better. So now we're going to throw the jab first. So that's the orthodox stance. Left leg forward, right leg back. So remember, when you throw the jab, and this one slightly on the outside here, raise your back heel slightly off the ground, slightly. So now, you're facing me sideways. So remember, when you throw the jab, you rotate from your shoulders, and you end up with your palm facing down here.
Okay.
Yeah? So nice and easy.
Yep.
Make sure you stay relaxed.
Yep.
When you hold the pad, guys, this is the thing you're gonna learn. When you hold the pad, you're gonna hold it shoulders high here. Now, when you hold the pad, you're gonna keep your elbows on slightly on the outside here. So I'm gonna hold it here first. Now, when I'm ready for the jab, I'm gonna say jab.
Jab.
boom, jab, boom. So now he's still reaching forward. He's still coming forward. What I want him to do with the jab is just stick the jab up without coming forward with the jab. Because when you move forward with the jab, you're bringing your head to me, you know what I mean? So if basically all I need to do is to block your jab and then throw my jab, you've already bring your head forward to me. So what I need Clint's to do is to stay relaxed, just throw that jab. Just hips, use your hips. There you go. So there you go. That's why again we come back to Mikey with the Pilates, flexibility, mobility, stability. So from here again, jab, boom. Now with the cross, stay tall, pivot on the ball of your foot and move your hips and shoulders forward, cross. He left the hips behind. All he did is, that's what he did. And I've asked him to hips and shoulders forward, boom. That's the cross, and relax. So this is all you guys are gonna be learning. And
Question,
yeah.
you're just going to do boxing or is the class is going to have like circuit stuff, like partner stuff, what else?
The way we're going to design the class, you're going to learn how to punch properly, and then we're going to mix it with conditioning at the end. But the main thing before, like I said, is to learn how to walk before you start running. Right here, you see the little details when I say hips and shoulders forward. You throw the cross, but you left your hips behind. Now, when you move your hips and shoulders forward, that's what you're gonna add on your body weight to it. So to answer your question, it's gonna be a lot technical to start with. Learn how to punch, to stay relaxed, and use your body correctly. But also, towards the end, I'm gonna add on a few
Can we see Clint just fire off a couple of punches?
Yeah. No problem. Let's switch to from orthodox. We're gonna switch to southpaw from orthodox before we start firing, because that's what it is. When you go to a boxing class, you're thinking, oh yeah, fire. You missed out on the technique, and just no, it's okay. It's so good to throw this, but to stay relaxed and then just let it throw. So switch to, we're gonna use a different stance. So that was orthodox. Now we're southpaw now. So like I said, you don't need to be left-handed to be southpaw. You just need to practice. So same thing here, front leg slightly ahead of you. We got 45 degrees here. 12 o'clock, but this time 25-2 here. No, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, remember you got the 45 degrees angle here. Now stand tall here still. Keep this one here. And this one eye level. And also myself, I need to switch to southpaw as well. So I'm gonna keep it here, and this time jab, boom, cross. You go on the ball of your foot. On the ball of your foot. Yeah. But that's good still, that's good. Jab, good. Now jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab. Good. Let's switch to. We're gonna get back to orthodox. Obviously, it's an orthodox fight. I can see you orthodox now. Well, let's see.
Bite his ear off.
Now, jab, cross. Yeah? Hips and shoulders forward. Hips and shoulders forward. You tense it, relax. Stay relaxed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Float like a butterfly. All right, jab, cross. Now jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab.
Okay, good.
Yeah, again. Double jab, cross. Yeah, relax. How did you feel?
Good. I need to work on my technique.
Exactly, and then you have to
Very stiff.
There you go. Coming back to Mikey, what he was saying, being stiff, lack of flexibility, mobility, and that's why Mikey comes along and help you with that. Then when you go to a boxing class, you can move freely, and as well as that is to be relaxed. When you relax, it was awesome. You have to be relaxed. You know, to really...
Just quick, we got
any
questions for David? Any questions for David? Anyone want to try his class? Yeah. So hopefully,
Thank you.
should we give Clint a round of applause?
I wonder you couldn't relax. There's a crowd of 30 people watching you.
Worst exponent of all, stretching. Stretching, mobility, getting ready for exercise or taking care of ourselves afterwards. So the next trainer, legend, part of the team, she's our in-house resident masseuse and stretch therapist. She does about 100 other things for the business as well, and she's been a massive part of us starting this whole journey, really. And she's really good, and she's starting a brand new class tomorrow at 3 p.m, which is great if you've done a long cycle, if you've done a long run, or if you've just had a really long roast dinner and you want to come and stretch that out. Whatever it is that you want, really. She is brilliant. If you haven't tried her yet, please do. We've had some amazing feedback from a lot of the cyclists, haven't we, and triathletes. We've got Mark, who's doing the half Ironman tomorrow, that came to see Yaz. So she's going to talk to you about her class and what she does. Give her a lot of love. Massive round of applause.
It's interesting that since I've started here, and I've only been doing one-on-one sessions in that room for about a month, 5 weeks, and there's been a series of common issues with people. So how many of you do a lot of sitting down in the day? Right. How many of you struggle when you drop something thinking I've got to pick this up and something's going to hurt when I pick it up? Anyone? Just I do too. So just the two of us. Everyone else is cool. If you move, then you need to stretch, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit about me and how I came about this. So my background's in CrossFit, I've done bodybuilding, and then all of a sudden I had to have major surgery where I was literally cut from here to here. Massive tumour came out, I was stuck back together, and I was like, oh, hello, I can't move very well, I'm really stiff, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I went on a bit of a journey of how to become flexible. So it's important to make sure that all of the fascia is stretched out, okay? So I'm doing this in the class tomorrow. And I do this one-on-one, so Claudine, I'm going to pick on you, I'm afraid. I worked with Claudine a few weeks ago when this beautiful lady ran the Paris Marathon, is that right?
Yes.
So Claudine, please tell everyone how you were feeling before you came to me and how what I did helped.
Right, I had really bad hips, really tight, my hips here. So when I run with the 2 barbers, when I stopped running, and so I came to see Yasmin and said, please can you help, because I've got that big run coming up and my hips really hurt between runs, so what can you do? And then she did the magic. It did really work. I really
just
felt
really
good on the
stretched you
day.
out, didn't we? So for runners, one of the things that will happen is you might form a shuffle when you're running, when you're getting tired, which means that you're not able to lift. You haven't got the room to continually lift to get the action. So what I do a lot of is we've got the rotation going, the synovial fluid going that oils the joints to help run. And you finished, didn't you?
Yes,
Did it go tired?
Was a bit sick
You
on
finished.
Could have done better, but no, it was good.
So how did you feel afterwards? Did you like it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah,
Did you hate
absolutely.
it?
No, absolutely. And she was very lovely because she also I borrowed some of the balls, and just before the run, I also massaged my feet.
Yeah.
And there was honestly such a difference. Really, really deep.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
It does, yeah. So we neglect our feet quite a lot. Most people have very gritty feet, which means underneath the soles, it's really stiff and bunched up. We work on this, we don't work on our feet. So part of the stretch class tomorrow is about grounding your feet, learning to separate your toes and ground properly to get a good foot strike, which part of the one-on-one session does. And tomorrow, when we do the stretch class, you'll learn to do all this for yourself. So I have clumsy person's disease, I walk into everything. So if you strengthen your feet, you're going to, even in daily life, not walk into stuff like I do. I promise promise I won't make you wobbly tomorrow. So it was all good.
No, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend
Thank you,
it, everybody.
Claudine. We only paid Claudine £25.
And she gave me 20 of it.
No, thanks very much.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you very quickly, do a few demonstrations on good stretch. So you can all do this while you're sitting down if you want to. You're literally going to bring these as far as they come, and then you're just going to drop your shoulder blades down. And you're going to feel a lovely stretch in the back, and that sort of counteracts this. So it's a nice stretch for your shoulders, and just bring the shoulder blades down together. And you can sit like this you can hold it for a few seconds, let go, and then go back into it. Any runners here? Any runners or cyclists? Who does that a lot? Okay. Another thing about tomorrow, you get to play with my balls. Really good. Claudia's already played with the balls. This is a really good one if you've got tight hips. If you've got tight hips, if you've got limited movement in your hips, you won't be able to, if you're very tight, this is going to take some work for you to get into, but bear with it, because once you start breathing, which is something we don't do a lot of, we breathe very shallow, right? And before I show you the stretch, the other thing that we are going to do tomorrow is concentrate on teaching you how to utilise the full capacity of your lungs, okay? We don't breathe enough, okay? Yes, we breathe, we don't breathe properly enough. I'm going to teach you how to breathe into the back of your lungs, use the full capacity in your lungs, and therefore you'll get better performance. So this is a really cool stretch. It's like cradling a baby, right? It's easier to get into than you think, all right? That was a comical laugh.
I can't stand my leg, will ever go.
It will, trust me. You think it can't, it will, okay? So basically with the breath, you're literally just going to rock it. It's a really, really good one, and it gets the glute, it stretches the glute, it opens the hip up. And then you can do sort of rotations, give it a hug. You're still laughing, I'm going to get you into this.
Please do.
Yeah. So this is a really, really good one to get into.
Would somebody who's had a hip replacement be able to do that or not do that?
In time, yeah. So the whole thing about stretch therapy is to avoid having surgery. Now that's a massive claim, but our bodies are so imbalanced. The reason we go and have surgery is because something's not aligned in your body. So if you think there's an issue, so for instance, I had a chap in last week and he said, yes, my calf's really killing me, I need you to work on my calf. The issue's never the issue. So what actually happened when we tracked up the body was the calf was hurting because of an imbalance in the hip, which was hurting because he had surgery on the shoulder. So how do we fix it? We correct this. So this sits well, and then when he does his strike when he's running, there's not too much pressure because the hip imbalance is making the strike, not imbalanced. So therefore causes calf pain. So I didn't actually work on the calf that much. I worked on his upper body to get the alignment right. So the whole thing about people who've had surgery, yes, you can do it afterwards. Look, if you saw how big my surgery was and how you can get flexible and well afterwards and get the range of movement, if I can do it, honestly, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Is there anyone that can't get into the squat? This is my final little demonstration. Anyone that's a bit stiff? Anyone who's a bit stiff? Come up. Do you want it? Should we pick on you? You're just sitting there going, What I want you to do is I just want you to, do you remember when you were a kid, you'd sit in a squat? Like this. Right, lovely, perfect. So your squat's very good, okay? My aim would be to get your butt on the floor. That's a good squat, right? So this is, if anyone's got an awful range of movement or cannot get into a squat, I guarantee I'll get you into a squat. Not only will I get you into a squat, you'll be able to hang out. We did this in our session, didn't we? And pre and post, dramatic difference, right? So basically there are techniques to show you how to do this, and then we can work on opening the hips. So can you push your legs out? So you're not bad, you're quite flexible actually. Did you say about a hip operation?
It's not me.
It's not you, okay. So what we're aiming to do is take the chest up a little bit. There we go, so nice and straight. So my aim would be to get you even wider and lower so you could drop your butt right down to the ground, okay? Why is this important, right? Because it stretches your lower back, opens up your hips. If you get comfortable sitting in this position, which is our natural state of being, how many kids do you see just squat down? It's very, very natural for them to do this. If you can do this is an all-over body, amazing stretch. You can hang out this way. So if you're watching TV and you hang out like that, it's also really, you don't have to sit there like that all the time. You can just hang.
Praying is optional.
Praying is optional,
Praying is
yes. But
optional.
I quite like the fact that he's sat there going like this. So yeah, you can just hang out in it, but it's very, very good. It's also really good for your digestive system because it's almost like positions it where it should be. So if you can't get to that position or lower, these are the sort of things we'll be working on to make sure we teach you how to open these hips up. Welcome. For the runners and the cyclists who've got tight glutes and things, we talked about balls earlier. We'll be doing stretches on the balls where we're using trigger points here, in your hips, in your shoulders. Normally we would use a foam roller. This is much more specific, so we'll be rolling them out on the hamstrings, on the ITBs, that sort of thing. So we literally target the whole body in this. So if you've got any questions, please let me know.
So I think what Yasmin is talking about as well there is the key to, I think, any of these classes, and especially mine and Yasmin's, is to take away bits that you can then apply in your daily lives.
Yeah, and at home, yeah.
You know, the bit that you just said about a child can sit in that position because they're constantly in play. Whereas as we get older, we, without sounding too hippie now, we pollute our bodies by sitting in chairs and sitting in all the positions.
You've got the choice of, you can still come to classes, we've got classes involved, and the workouts are 30 to 40 minutes with Harry's bands. Have you ever used the band forces, the band force bands? Oh my god, they're amazing, they're so great. You've got 3 different resistance. This is free PR for you. You've got 3 different resistance, you can carry them around with you. So basically it means you're doing a 10-week program, which you can do at home, you can take them to the gym, you can take them on holiday, you can fit it in wherever. You're going to be doing 5 to 6 workouts a week. But paired with this, importantly, is a nutritional guide. So I'm really not a fan of any kind of diet at all. I think we all really know how to feed our bodies. If I ask anyone, what should you be doing to eat healthier? I mean, eat more vegetables, eat less crap. It's pretty basic. But the guide is to give you options where you can make your own plate. So it shows you how to do portion control, which I think most of us really struggle with, looking at you over there. Portion control, not with any measuring cups, but using your own hands, what it should look like for a man, for a woman. We're not counting calories, you don't need to be tracking your macros or anything like that, but you will be eating intuitively. You're a macro counter. Yeah, so it's obsessive. Yeah, it's a little bit obsessive. This is to take out all the stress. We've got all your training covered. We've got all your nutrition covered. And as you know, Evolution is a big community. So what we want to do is we want to take that and give it to you online. So we're making a private community on Facebook where every single week you'll get recipes, you'll get workouts, there'll be frequently asked questions, there'll be technique tips, and you'll be part of a MailChimp email every week where you'll get everything private. So every questions you have, motivations, everything to keep you from A to B and seeing results. I talk really quickly. Does anyone have questions or wants to know more about the program?
So how's it going to work with the classes then?
So the classes, it's totally up to you what you do in terms of classes. I've devised 4 programs, 4 workouts a week, which are not classes. So those are 3 strength-based programs, so like Mikey said, but they're going to be with resistance bands. So those are 3 workouts with strength, and we have 1 high-intensity optional workout in there. So that means you can do 2 spin, a spin and a boxing, a lifting, a boot camp. You can do any class you want. It can be a cardio, it can be a lifting. And then that means you've got 3 workouts that are just strength, and we know lifting weights or working on strength, that's going to build your metabolism, you're going to be burning fat, it gives you a great body shape, hence look good naked. And then the optional 4th workout is like the high intensity cardio, so if you don't manage to make 2 classes at the studio, then you've got a workout already. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Anyone? Yeah, that's what we like. Anyone else answer any other questions. It is £150, which is amazing value because you basically have me, which is, I've been doing personal training since I was 18, I'm now 24. So you've got me, you've got influencers from everyone, you've got nutritional guidance, you've got all the coaches on hand, technique, and you come to class, share your progress, and we do need progress pictures, so you will have to strip off at some point. Any other questions?
If you're travelling a lot and therefore you're eating at a hotel, does that impact it?
So if
So you
you're
can't measure the portions and stuff.
but do you always have your hands on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you're going to be doing to measure your portions. So for a guy, the bigger you are, the bigger your hands. Hence, the more food you need to eat. If you're a taller man,
That's not fair.
you're going to eat much more food or need more food than me, who's a slightly smaller.
Mine too.
But also the workouts, you're just using a band. So even if you're just doing those 4 workouts a week, regardless of the classes, you're going to see results paired with the nutritional program and all of us G'ing you up.
Can I just ask one thing? Can you just do a very, very quick demo with the back?
Do a backflip.
Yeah, a backflip. Yeah, sure.
That will show the rest of them up.
We have a banded row. Oh, do a banded deadlift.
Banded deadlift.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, it might look a bit confusing on the program. Yeah, I didn't see it in here. Like that. So yeah, like I was just so also in the program, it's designed specifically for the people of evolution. So we know majority of you, like Yasmin said, like Harry said, you're tight in very specific places. So mostly your hips, your quads are quite tight, your chest is quite tight. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be strengthening areas of weakness, and we're going to be, getting flexibility in areas of tightness. So it is specifically done for you guys. This is going to be a banded deadlift. This is in the program, so this is for your hamstrings. It's going to help you power through your workouts on a spin bike. There you go, down and squeeze up. Perfect. Oh, what an edge. So all of this stuff, you're pulling back your shoulder blades. As Andy knows, we do these quite a bit. You're pulling back your shoulder blades, something you're not doing on the bike. Usually you're on the bike, you're curved, your hips are flexing. This one is the total opposite. You're pushing back, shoulders are pulling backwards, and you've got your core engaged. And even using resistance like this rather than a super heavy kettlebell. I mean, Harry, you're looking really puffed and tired. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna see results. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go.
Because Harry owns Band Force that does all of that.
They're amazing. They're absolutely.
They're really good. I actually put a band class in would be quite good actually. Sorry. Loads of other stuff. I mean, if I'm being really honest with you, and I tend to try to be very open, as you may have read through my emails and the mail shots and stuff like that, the biggest, not frustration, but thing that I've got is there's 16 people here this afternoon, which is amazing, and thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday afternoon. But the quality that you've heard today from all of our trainers, they genuinely are top quality. You could go to Third Space, you could go to One Rebel, you could go to all of the top Equinox, all the top gyms and fitness places in the country, and you wouldn't hear better stuff than you've heard today. And our challenge as a business is for you 16 to be 32, 48. I wonder what everyone else in Mortlake is getting that kind of quality, hopefully. And that's our challenge, to try and get it out there. So we hope that you will tell your friends, your colleagues, your community as well, about what we're trying to achieve at Evolution.
Has that been videoed today so that we can share it with people?
Has it been videoed?
Because I think the problem is people have so many commitments for their kids on a Saturday, although saying you're coming along and they're not turning out. But I think if they can then watch it in their own time.
That's very true.
People can make it so
Live screenings and stuff. That's a very good idea, yeah.
We'll just edit out my bits, that's all.
And you're squatting.
I think it was a praying thing. So hopefully, all of this will be sent out. Hopefully you will sign up to Ali's program. It is a fantastic thing. Does anyone have any questions? Hopefully we've answered enough of them, Alex.
I just wanted to, Jonathan, some of it's been answered with Yasmin. team is there's a lot of focus on fitness and stuff. One of the things I'm trying to understand as I do more is just the whole process of recovery. How much you should do, how much you shouldn't, how to build a. I mean, I did your spin class today, which was great. My legs were fucking toast. And I was halfway through, I was thinking I should have taken a break.
No, it's true. I mean, it's very, very true and very valid, and also very specific to. I think we go back to the question that Mikey was asked: how many times should I be doing strength training a week? Everyone's a different age here. Everyone's a different fitness level. Everyone's got different goals and objectives. Recovery is very important. I mean, that's really where you gain the fitness. So, you know, to keep going again and again and again and smash yourself to where your body will break down, it's not really what we want to do. Obviously, at some classes where we are quite intense and we're trying to push people, you know, that's something that we do need to be better at in terms of our communication and how, you know, you should recover and what you need to do, you know, in terms of the nutrition, again, working with Ali and working with the team, what you should do, you know, after a class in terms of that. So I can't say, but, you know, we would suggest that you've got a number of hours now, so you've got a window after your workout today. It was a performance class. So you've got a window really where you should be having certain things being put into your body at that certain time to recover, and then that period of rest and recovery afterwards until you go again. So it is a valid question, and it is something that we need to be better at. Does any of the team have anything to add to
What
that?
I would say actually is that there's always someone qualified that does know. So if you're feeling a certain way, please reach out. I know that a lot of people I get on my bench are not hydrated enough. They haven't come in on an empty stomach. They're not stretching it out afterwards. There's loads of things that we can do to support the recovery, and as I said, everyone is different. So I would just ask someone, and if that person doesn't know, they'll point you to the right one and spend 5-10 minutes with you just telling you.
We've got a question.
Bounce back quicker.
It's a question really, but Nick, you are so good on social media promoting post-class, pre-class and this and the other.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could tie in some of those little things,
Sure.
nuggets.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that, because we're all lazy.
Practice, yeah.
You know,
Sure.
and it's just a reminder.
Well,
go and eat some
absolutely.
protein now because you've got 2 hours and it gets ingrained into our
Ali,
heads.
is there anything that people should be sort of looking out for if
I think
they've
the
done
majority
it?
of people who want to chat to aren't actually eating enough. There is a common preconception with if you want to lose weight or whatever, then you should eat less. Actually, you guys are doing a lot of exercise. You're burning a lot of calories, and you do need to stay fueled, and that will help you lose weight, and it will help you recover. Especially with this anti-carbohydrate thing. Carbs help you recover. The fact that you're training, you're sweating, you need carbohydrates and grains, and people don't quite. They're a bit afraid. So what I'm saying is just don't be afraid to eat food at all. You know, it's going to help. You need the energy to even fuel your workouts for performance, for weight loss, you know, for mobility, you need the energy.
But we probably need to be a little bit better in terms of advice given
Yeah,
out.
everyone likes to ask questions. So all the trainers love to chat about what they do. So if you do have questions, just ask. We like to share the knowledge.
I think to come to a book that we're reading at the moment is one a great little tip, which I've certainly started doing, is when we wake up we are already in a dehydrated state. So if you're back in the 7 a.m. classes and you think, right, I'm running across the road, what do I need? An espresso. What's coffee? It's dehydrated. But you know, you need to be banging some water, getting some actual movement in first of all.
Have you enjoyed it? Yeah. Great. It's been amazing, really. So hopefully, what are we doing, Lizzie? Are we taking names and addresses of what people are interested in? So I think we got 16 on the old naked reboot program. Rocky's first up, look, straight in. That's why I love Rocky. So Rocky's a great example. So you hated spinning.
I was terrified when I walked in there. I thought, because I'm not going to be able to do it, wasn't I?
Now you love it. Now you love it. She's is here 3-4 times a week. So anyway, what I wanted to say is firstly, thank you very much. Hopefully, so Jamie, isn't it? Jamie, so you came in yesterday during Harry's class. So you're doing your first hit one on this Friday, is it? So you're coming this Friday. Clint?
Yeah, that's fine.
You look like you've got a good left hook, so hopefully you'll be at David's class as well. And hopefully you said that you drove past it loads of times, and now hopefully you get a sort of understanding about what we're about. Hopefully you'll all sign up to Yasmin's class tomorrow, stretch. What else are you going to do on a rainy Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock? Talking about recovery, Alex, that's the one class that you should be doing tomorrow after today, that 3 p.m. stretch. But also, really, I wanted to give our trainers a round of applause because they're the ones. They're the ones that really make it so special as you do, guys. So thank you for spending time with us for this hour and a half, and have a lovely weekend. Well done. Oh, and Tina, thank you so much. She did some baking as well. It's beautiful. So go and see Lizzie, give your name. Let's sign you up if you wanted to do that reboot.
That's good.